How would it feel to be discriminated by others because of your preference of love? In modern society, the gay community has come together in a movement that fights for equal rights, treatment for their members, and indiscrimination that on many occasions falls upon the gay community. Society for Human Rights was established in Chicago by Henry Gerber, who was arrested soon afterward. It was in the 50s and the movements for gay rights and organizations began to grow more. The Mattachine Society Organization for Gay Rights is founded by activist Harry Hay. The Stonewall Riots in 1969 in New York becomes a turning point for the gay community, and a year later, the first Pride Parade in New York is held on June 28, 1970. In 1987, the American Psychiatric Association finally takes down homosexuality as a part of the list of mental illnesses, having been on the list since 1952. The outbreak of AIDS in the 1980s became a big issue that impacted the gay community and incremented the discrimination toward the community. On June 26, 2015, the Supreme Court legalized same-sex marriage. The Obergefell v. Hodges was the court case that consolidated the decision to legalize same-sex marriage, which started with 4 individual cases from different states. James Obergefell and John Arthur, a gay couple married in Maryland, filed a lawsuit in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Ohio after the state would not recognize their marriage because it was performed out of state. Arthur was diagnosed with ALS and could not have Obergefell as his surviving spouse on his death certificate because the marriage was invalidated. The case went to the Supreme Court for the legalization of same-sex marriage and was passed with a 5-4 majority. The supporting justices were Anthony Kennedy, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Stephen Breyer, Sonia Sotomayor, and Elena Kagan. The justices opposing it were John Roberts, Anthony Scalia, Clarence Thomas, and Samuel Alito.
Opposition of gay rights sometimes leads to violence towards the gay community members. The attacks to the gay community are not only verbal, they can also be physical and extremely brutal, sometimes going as far as murder. A U.S. Navy officer, Ellen Chandler, was murdered by a fellow sailor, Terry Helvey, in Japan in October of 1993. A Navy investigator, Kenan Privet, interrogated Helvey and said Helvey stated he hated homosexuals, he was disgusted by them, and quoted him saying, "I don't regret it. I'd do it again. He deserved it." Discrimination against the gay community is also evident when it comes to housing and employment. A study by Urban Institute shows that gay men and transgender people are discriminated by housing providers. The discrimination is also evident in many workplaces, like in the April 2017 case of Kimberly Hively, who was fired from her job at Ivy Tech Community College for being lesbian. An obstacle that has always been in front of the gay rights movement has been religious opposition. Many people who are a part of a religious faith believe same-sex marriage is morally wrong. In 2015, Kim Davis, a county clerk from Rowan County, Kentucky, was sent to jail after she refused to give marriage licenses to same-sex couples after the legalization of same-sex marriage. Davis believed that her views gave her the right to stand against the new law and vowed she would not issue a marriage license for a same-sex couple.
The LGBT community should have equal rights because there are 2 things that everyone in this world wants: to love and to be loved. And without equal rights, the LGBT community would not be able to achieve those things.
People and that's right.
The rights of the LGBT community should be equal because members, those who are LGBT, they are human and they have the right to love who they want without being discriminated against. So it's their choice to be into like the same sex. So that's why they should be equal, because in America everybody has the freedom to have their own choice and make their own decisions. And if they choose to love someone of the same gender, then that's perfectly fine. They should have equal rights as well. Just like straight people, heterosexuals have a right to love someone of the opposite sex, a homosexual or someone of the LGBT community has a right to love someone of their preference. So that's why it should be equal, because we have equal choice and equal opportunity.
I think that gay people and LGBTQ plus people should have equal rights to heterosexual people because they're the same as us and love is love and there's no difference